In the early hours of the 7th of September, a decision was made in this building behind me, Islington Town Hall, that has sent shockwaves through the music industry.
The subcommittee decided that revocation of the licence is both appropriate and proportionate in light of all the circumstances.
This is happening up and down the country every week. They're also sending a very clear message to young people and the nightlife culture that they are not important, they're irrelevant.
It was a massive shock because, okay, you see clubs are closing down left, right and centre, like the Cable, SE1 go, but something like Fabric, you just think such a big thing that it just can't go.
It was disbelief, really. I mean, it's such an iconic London venue.
In terms of how I felt and how I think it will impact London and this music culture, I mean, it's devastating.
You just can't believe that these people have taken that particular decision. You know, there seems a bit more to it. And, you know, I was absolutely devastated. There's a sense of mourning, isn't there, you know, because it's like you've lost a part of your life, you know, a chapter has shut.
Since opening its doors in 1999, Fabric has played host to over 5,000 of the world's best DJs and artists. Over 6 million people from across the world have passed through these doors on Charterhouse Street to become part of the Fabric family.
There's so many memories from Fabric. I first came here to kind of check out new music when I was a kid. It really inspired me to kind of go into music making myself, and then also hearing my tracks being played here for the first time by like Andy C.
The first ever time I met him was here. He'd sent me a tune and I played it and he was just raving in the crowd. He comes up to me at the bar after and he's like, yo, you played my tune. And subsequently we got to know each other, and then he became part of the Ram family, you know, and I signed him purely because I met him in this club.
I'd never been as excited for a gig as I had done to just get into this venue that I'd held in such high esteem for so long.
So I remember being behind the decks when The Hype was playing in room 2. That was mad because I kind of come from drum and bass. That was my first love.
I met my wife on the very first night that I played in Fabric, in this room actually, room 2.
First time I played at Fabric was in 2008. And I'm from Chicago. That was actually the first time I was brought to the UK. This club not only changed my life in terms of music and inspiration, but also actually changed my life path. And now I live in London.
It's like being a kid who wants to be a footballer, getting your first home debut at Spurs or something down White Hart Lane. You get to play at Fabric, telling your friend, I'm at Fabric tonight. It feels like, wow, like I'm actually in this music industry. I'm finally getting somewhere because I'm playing in an establishment like Fabric.
You can donate to the legal fund to appeal against this decision on the Fabric website. There's been an incredible response so far, but we need to keep going to save one of the greatest nightclubs in the world.
It's so important that people join this campaign because it's much bigger than electronic music. It's so much bigger than that. It's about what is the future of London and what are the futures of cities in the world.
It's not just another nightclub. It stands for so much more.
When people are coming to visit England, they're coming to places like Fabric. It's important for tourism as well as a cultural effect.
It's been an important incubator of new musical genres. Without a club like this, which is underground but substantial, I shudder to think what's going to happen.
You can talk about the criminal justice bill from all those years ago, and maybe, there's a cycle going on here where our industry's feeling the pressure again. I do think that they're making it very hard for our generation to thrive and survive, whether it be in clubs or whether it be just in everyday life. People need to go somewhere to let loose.
If this place, a beacon of best practice, which went further than any other venue to have a good relationship with the police and make sure people were safe, can be shut down, then other venues have no chance.
We've lost so many clubs all over the country. Nearly 50% of all clubs have closed over the past 10 years.
The End to Bagley's, Turnmills, got the Arches in Glasgow, legendary venue.
That was the venue that I played for the first time I ever played in Glasgow. I've not been fortunate enough to be able to go back there because of the outlet for me to go and play my music was gone.
This is so much bigger than Fabric, just in terms of the whole country. All of nightlife in the UK is at risk right now.
The UK has one of the greatest dance music histories and cultures, and it's something we should be proud of rather than trying to stomp it down.
It's probably the most forward-thinking, groundbreaking scene in terms of new ideas, all of that comes down to having a healthy nightlife.
Don't they appreciate the impact that it has on culture, on people growing up and people finding themselves? You know, they find themselves as individuals, they find out what they like, they discover art. That's why we need these kind of establishments.
The NTIA has been set up to stop venues closing across the UK. To show your support, sign the petition at savenightlife.com. For every signature, an email is sent automatically to your local councillor, letting the authorities know that this has to stop.
You've only got to look at what's come out of Croydon, for example. Artists like Scream and Benga, I mean, you know, and now it's a worldwide global phenomenon.
We've always been one of the tastemaker countries in the world for dance music for a long time. And that position is seriously under threat at the moment.
If you start to slowly take away the outlets, you know, year on year, bit by bit, will the UK be as a strong force as it was musically? It's really, really hard to say.
This is only the beginning. Help save Fabric and help save Nightlife. Please donate, sign the petition at savenightlife.com and share this message.